could die in this ring. So when he had his viewing, his services, everybody kept saying, Trav, you can go to his viewing, you can go to his services. I was like, I can't. I wish I could. So the best thing I could do was I paid for the services. I'm not a millionaire. I never made $1 million in my life, but I thought the least thing I could do to be there in spirit was to provide for the services. And that's what I did. And I wear Brother Nazim on my necklace, and I wear it in the ring come fight night. Um, he was just truly a great mentor to me, and he meant a lot.
That's moving, Travis, and definitely appreciate and respect what you've done for their family there, and to honor him here. So your father Marshall has been training you since what time? Can you give us some time frame on that?
Yeah, I mean, my father started training me. I mean, of course, he got me into boxing at 10 years old. I forget how old I was, and I really started boxing around 14. Um, he trained me up until Nazim started in 2014, and he was always still training me. I mean, he would still help out. But when we knew Nazim wasn't going to be here, my dad kept asking, "Who are we going to get to train you?" And we decided, it's best to go back with what I know. I don't want to bring someone new in, because bringing someone new in, we really know that they're only about money. Most fighters, I mean, not most fighters, most trainers, they're in this to make money. One thing Brother Nazim never asked me about was, what is he getting paid? All he ever said is he was bougie about his first class flights. He wanted a first class plane ticket, and he said, whatever you think I deserve, give it to me. So, let's be real. Some trainers get 10%, some may get more, some may get less. And when this fight came up, I knew that I wanted to go back to the person that taught me everything I know. And my father's the one that taught me everything I know. Nazim was the one who taught me how to use what my dad has taught me.
As a reminder now to the press, if you have questions for Travis, please use the raise hand function, and we can start to work our way through those. In the meantime, Travis, I'd like to ask you, you've been a pro for 14 years. You're about 34 years old, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct. I'll be 35 next Friday, so this will be a good birthday present after I beat this guy up.
It sure will. So I wanted to ask you, at this stage of your career, knowing you're fighting Otto Wallin, who's made a name for himself in his fight with Tyson Fury and sort of elevated, what's at stake for you in this fight?
Everything. I mean, to me, it's just another fight. I mean, all right, let me rephrase it. It's not just another fight. Every time I go to fight, I don't have that. I don't get the nerves. I'm too anxious. I don't get mad at my opponent. For me, it's another day in the office. When you guys go to work, it's like time to go punch the clock in and go get paid. For me, this is a way for me to provide for my kids. I'm a single father of 3 kids. I have a total of 6. But this is a way for me to provide for my children. I have 3 that live with me 100% of the time. So there's a lot that weighs on the line, on the aspect that I win. It puts me in position to make – now, of course, I make great money fighting, but it puts me in a position to make even better money, life-changing money that I'll be able to set for the rest of my life. And because of this opportunity, because of Steven Espinoza and Al Heyman, who I have to thank, of course, because of them giving me this opportunity again, I have everything on the line for this, because I know I have what it takes to truly beat Otto Wallin. His claim to fame is losing to Tyson Fury. Nobody knows anyone else he's fought besides Tyson Fury. Or he fought Nick Kissinger. I can't think of the kid's name. I don't even know the kid. So all people know him for is losing to Tyson Fury. I take nothing away from the kid. He's very good. He's very hungry, but he's a chip on his shoulder, and he wants to prove that wasn't a fluke. He wants to prove that he really belongs in this division, and it's my job to stop him. So I believe I have what it takes to be able to do that.
That's great, and we appreciate that. And we know there's high stakes in all of these fights. Do we have a question here? Andres Gomez, you had your hand up a moment. Do you have a question? You're gonna have to. Yep. There you go, Andres.
Good afternoon, guys. How you doing, Travis?
How you doing?
Well, yeah, I was curious about how you saw this match going into with Otto Wallin. He had a good performance versus Fury. Did you see anything you could take away from that? Did you see any weaknesses in his style that you could take advantage of?
Well, I'm definitely not going to snitch on myself.
Right.
I've seen some flaws. I've seen some great things too. I mean, he's 29. He has youth on his side. I'll be 35 next Friday. Next Friday. And he has youth on his side, but I have the experience. I have the ring knowledge. I've been doing this almost 20 years, amateur and professionally. I was ranked number one in the country as an amateur. I have a lot more amateur experience. I have more professional experience, and I've been there with real killers. Luis Ortiz, who is one of the best heavyweights in the world. I've been in there with Amir Mansour, Chris Harrell, who I beat the shit out of, excuse my language, who I beat the shit out of, but they gave him the fight. So for me, I don't underestimate nobody. Nobody. I mean, I underestimated one person, and look what happened. I mean, it was a close fight with Scott Alexander, and I don't underestimate nobody. And I'm coming here to bang and may the best man win, and I believe I'm the better man.
Right. Now we know you're heading into this fight. There's a lot on your mind, with brother Nazim and passing. What kind of statement do you want to make Saturday night?
What kind of statement? I mean, of course, statements are always good, but winning is the number one statement. I mean, no matter how I win, I gotta win, and that's number one. I have to go out there and look good winning. I don't want to be an Otto Wallin and look good losing for another opportunity. I'm not going to lose. So I have to go out there to win and get another big opportunity. I don't want to get small opportunities or whatever else. Otto Wallin losing to Tyson Fury, the lineal champ, who's very, very good. He made a name for himself by losing to get a bigger opportunity. I don't want to make a name for myself losing. I'm already 32-3, and I win this fight. Like I said, the sky's the limit for me. So I have to go out there and make a statement by winning, and I plan on bringing some pain.
Nice. Now, are you trying to remain as active as possible for the rest of your career, or how's that going?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's not up to me. I mean, for me, I love to fight. I want to fight. Anytime they call me to fight, I've always said yes. They called me on a 6-week notice to fight Luis Ortiz. I said yes. After being out of the gym for 3 months. I don't care. I'm a fighter. I'm a real fighter. I'm not one of those guys who pick and choose who I fight. If my father says, Travis, they called and want you to fight such and such, I'm always let's go. Show it. Let's fight. Maybe that's why I'm not a millionaire today, because I don't pick and choose my fighters. I just fight. And I believe I have that old school mentality like Arturo Gatti, Mickey Ward type guy, where they fight anybody. They're real fighters. And I'm a fan-friendly fighter as well. So, you see my fight with Chris Harrell, Amir Mansour, even Ortiz, who, quote-unquote, everybody thought I was going to get knocked out in 2-3 rounds, and he was going to blow me out the waterworks. I made Luis Ortiz look bad. Of course, I lost the fight. I fought him with one arm the whole fight. I had messed up my shoulder in the fight, and I take nothing away from him. He's very good, and he won the fight. But I have to go out there and win. So, the statement I'm going to make is winning.
Andres, thanks for the questions. We're going to take a next one from Keith Eidick. Obviously, high stakes for you, Travis, every time out. It's just another day in the office. We appreciate those sentiments. Keith, you're up.
Hey, Travis. How much better does your shoulder feel going into T's fight? So how much better and closer to 100% do you feel now than you did then?
I feel great. We'll find out Saturday night. We can feel great training the whole time. And come Saturday night, when the adrenaline is rushing, of course, with the adrenaline you don't feel much, but we'll find out Saturday night when he gets hit with this hand, and he gets put to sleep with that same hand. Then we'll know it felt great. So
we spoke a couple of weeks ago about when Nazim passed, but how has it been for you the last couple of weeks? I know it's an emotional thing for you. So how has it been for you to deal with that toward the end of your camp?
It was actually a motivator. At first, when I talked to you, I was very emotional. I cried. I wept like a baby. So I think I was talking to you, or maybe it was Mark Abrams. I forget who I was talking to when I was actually crying. I was really crying when I was doing the interview. After I sat down and thought about it, I kept hearing Nazim's voice like, "Come on, soldier, don't show your weakness." I always hear his voice in my head, and my trainer James Cooper would tell you, I went to the gym the one day, and Dad found out he died. I'm weeping in the bathroom. I had to go to the bathroom, and I'm weeping, and I had to pull my senses together like, Travis, what the fuck are you doing? Excuse my language. I'm sorry, I keep cursing. I had to pull myself together to really push through, and all I kept thinking about is Nazim. Come on, soldier. You got to do this. You got to do this. And I just kept hearing his voice. So to me, it became a motivator, because before before Nazem passed, and I was motivated for this fight, but it helped push me a little bit more to be even more motivated.
I would assume, Travis, at times on Saturday night, you'll kind of hear that raspy voice in your head at times.
Absolutely. I plan on it, to swim without getting wet.
Thanks, Travis.
Thank you, Q.
Someday you're going to have to tell us what that means, but we won't ask you. We won't ask you today. Thanks, Keith. We have a question from Reggie Woodson. Reggie, go ahead.
Hey, thanks for your time today, Travis.
Thanks, Reggie. No problem.
Hey, I know you can't give us too many details on that, but I'll just be on the, your strategy of what you saw on Wallin in that win against Fury. I'd just be interested to know, though, is your assessment of him closer to what he was able to accomplish in the first half of that fight, or what we saw in the second half?
The whole fight. I don't just look at somebody in the end of the fight when they're tired, because we're heavyweights. We all get tired. I look at everything from the beginning to the end. So I feel I've seen something. Our team, my father, Marshall Kauffman, my trainer, James Cooper, we all worked on something, and we have a game plan, and I have to make sure I stick to it. I got to remember Naz's voice in my head to go out there and do what I have to do to be smart and sharp.
Got you. Last question. Any motivation from kind of what we saw, how things changed for Helenius, who was a bit of a, an underdog against Kownacki? Any motivation that you draw from that?
No motivation. They're different fighters than me. I always knew Kownacki was eventually going to get knocked out. He gets hit too much. And it was Helenius. Helenius is a decent fighter. He's been around the game for a long time. So, I mean, I think the kid, babyface, Adam Kownacki, I think he's a very good fighter as well, but he gets hit way too much. You get hit that much, the longevity of your career makes it a lot shorter. Now, I'm a warrior and I come to fight, but I try not to get hit as much.
All right, man. Best of luck out there Saturday.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Reggie. Travis, I think that's it for now. We appreciate your time and wish you luck as you prepare for Saturday night. You guys are going to open the show against Otto Wallin in the 10-round heavyweight fight, and we expect you to open it up in style. Thanks for
Thank
joining
you. I
us.
appreciate you guys.